Okay, we're going to be using long division to divide polynomials. But before we get there, let's review over long division with just constants. So let's say we have 178 divided by 3. A review of some of the terminology to go along with this. The 178 that's underneath here, we refer to that as the dividend. We're dividing by 3, so we call that the divisor. Whatever goes up above here, we call that the quotient. And if we have a remainder at the end, it'll go at the bottom. All right, so let's jump right into this. First of all, you think to yourself, how many times does 3 go into our first digit, the 1? It doesn't. So then we look at the 17 and we say 3 times what makes 17 or gets us as close to 17 as possible. So in this case, if we go 3 times 5, we're going to get as close as we can to 17. So we put the 5 up above in the quotient, and then we multiply. We take 5 multiplied by 3, and we're going to get 15, and that gets set down here below the 17. Then remember our process says we're going to subtract down. So 17 minus 15 is going to leave us with 2. Then we bring down the next digit. So the 8 comes down and we're looking at 28. And we think to ourselves, 3 times what gets us as close to 28 as possible. So 3 times 9 is going to make 27. We multiply. And then remember, we always subtract down. So 28 minus 27 is going to leave us with 1. We refer to that 1 as being the remainder. All right, so our quotient is 59. 1 is the remainder. One way we can format our solution is going to be, we can write it as the quotient plus the remainder over the divisor. And this is how we're going to be formatting our solutions with polynomial division as well. All right, so next, let's replicate this using a division of polynomials. So as you get going on this, it's very important that you get organized to begin with. So what I mean by getting organized is you want to be in descending order. So degree 3, degree 2, degree 1, degree 0. If you had skipped over any powers of x, any degrees of individual terms, you would put 0 in there. So if we didn't have any x to the first terms, you'd want to say 0x to the first. The same goes for out here in our divisor. You also want to be very organized in descending order. Next up, what we want to do is we want to focus on the very first terms. You want to think to yourself, x multiplied by what will make exactly 2x cubed. So x multiplied by 2x squared is going to make 2x cubed. So very similar to with our constants, whatever you put up here in the quotient, you're going to multiply that by whatever's in the divisor. But we also have to remember that you want to multiply by each one of these terms individually. So distribute to both of those. So 2x squared times x is going to be 2x cubed. But also 2x squared times 2 makes 4x squared. Next, what we want to do is subtract down. So you want to be careful with this, that our subtracting down, put this inside a set of parentheses because both of these terms have to be subtracted down. Now it always works out as planned that the 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is going to make 0x cubes. That first term should cancel out every single time. The next ones, though, we want to be careful of. And I would encourage you off to the side here, maybe you want to write this out horizontally. Negative 3x squared minus 4x squared is going to produce negative 7x squares. We're just used to seeing this written horizontally a little bit more. All right, from here we bring down, it's not called our next digit, but our next term from the dividend, and kind of start the process all over again. So this time we think x, this first term, multiplied by what will make negative 7x squared. Just focus on this first term. So x times negative 7x is going to make that negative 7x squared. Distribute. So whatever went up here in our quotient, negative 7x times x is negative 7x squared. And then negative 7x times 2 makes minus 14x. Then remember, we subtract down. So big set of parentheses around the negative 7x squared minus 14x. The first ones cancel out as we planned it. Negative 7x squared, this will make plus 7x squared, make 0x squareds. But then off to the side, it's a good idea to say 4x minus a negative 14x is going to be equivalent to 4x plus 14x is going to make 18x's. Bring the next term down and start again. So one more time we say x times what is going to make 18x's. Sure enough, plus 18. Distribute, so 18 multiplied by x is 18x. 18 multiplied by 2 is going to be 36. And then subtract down, but remember your parentheses. 18x's minus 18x's is going to be 0x's, but then not a bad idea, off to the side, say to yourself 5 minus 36 is going to be negative 31. So negative 31 goes here at the bottom. And we've done all of our long division. We can't go any further. We may go ahead and say our final answer, you write it as the quotient plus the remainder, and I'm going to bring that negative out in front, over the divisor. All right, so it's supposed to be plus the remainder, but I had that negative that could go up in the numerator with this 31, but instead I went ahead and moved it out in front. Instead of adding a negative, I made it a subtraction. Over the divisor, the x plus 2, and this will be our nice final answer for this long division. All right, hope this helps out in figuring out how to do long division. Good luck with it.